like 53 isn't that old. It's not old at all. Like I think I would like to point out that like when COVID cracked off, there was this trend going around of like men growing their beards out because you gotta. Oh, I can change weapons.
Oh yeah, and not dyeing their hair anymore and all that.
Yeah.
Hoopla.
That's the one right there. That move, that's the move. I could play this whole game. I can play
Doing
this
that one move.
Yeah, I can do that. I can play the whole game and not ever do anything else. Like it's so satisfying. But yeah. So I guess if anybody hasn't seen it, it's like Don Cheadle says he's 53. Kevin Hart says "damn" in a very surprised kind of way. And
He was shocked.
But that's the thing. He didn't seem shocked in the proper way. Like if you're surprised at how old he is, like I felt like that response doesn't work. I'm gonna decode this comedy and break down why that really wasn't funny.
Maybe he thought he was old.
But that's the thing. If you thought he was older than that, but he wasn't, like you would have been surprised. Like, oh, you're not that old. Oh, okay, and I get it. Like he's like you look much older. That's kind of where I was going though. Like when COVID popped off, like and everybody was having to stay home, like there was this trend of men just growing their beards out and like letting their facial hair just kind of go buck wild, and everybody stopped like dyeing their hair. Like so, like all of a sudden, you see all these men with gray hair. The game 100%
You realize
like
how vain the world truly is.
Yeah, and it's like so, and I feel like that's the thing. Like Don Cheadle looks older than he actually is, than he might actually be, because his hair, like his facial hair is kind of thick, and it's shit dyed. Oh my gosh, it's kind of
Don
thick.
Cheadle is,
but it's also fairly like.
Just put it that way.
I disagree. I don't think Don Cheadle's a rough-looking individual. I mean, that's just not something I would say. But like the amount of men out there who have gray hair, and I would question like how much of it is naturally gray versus like how much of it is dyed just so they can be a part of like the conversation. It's like here are all the celebrity men.
I was gonna say, who would dye their hair gray?
Why would somebody dye their hair blue?
Well, blue is cool.
Yeah, gray is cool to a certain somebody. Like
No,
there are a lot
okay,
of people,
no,
there's
not
a lot of
gray.
people who don't
A lot
like
of
blue.
people are dyeing their hair silver.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like you put silver on black hair, it's gonna do what it do, and what it do is turn gray. Like you can't like dye it like straight white. Help me, you fools!
Yeah, that
He's
sucks.
coming. Like then again, like I have salt and pepper hair as it is, and I've always had salt and pepper hair, so I don't necessarily care.
Because honestly, I would like blue hair.
Yeah, but like you want that Sasha Banks blue hair, like and like that shit looks so unnatural.
Like a deep dark blue.
Yeah, and it looks so unnatural. It's not even like it's kind of not cool.
The important question here is, when have I ever cared about being cool?
Well, I don't mean cool in that capacity. I just mean it looks dumb. Like I think her hair looks stupid. Like that deep shade of any color that's like so vibrant, it's non-human. It just looks dumb. Like that's me.
Not human. She's wearing a wig.
Oh, that's a wig? Are you sure that's a wig?
Yes. She
How
wrestles
sure are
in
you?
wigs.
Okay, I like.
100.
Man, look. I I want to point this. I want to say this real quick. For all the women out there who get offended when somebody assumes that you don't have real hair, like, oh, is this a weave? Is this a wig? No, it ain't no damn wig. First off, bitch, fuck off. Like, no one likes you. Like, that right there, no one likes you. No one likes you. No one likes you. Mariah, I'm talking to you. Steve doesn't like you, Mariah. You're awful. It's like so many women wear weaves and wigs and are okay with it, and they're like really like verbal about it. Like for people to ask, you would assume it's like it's at a point where like no, like what as your real said, this is where cancel culture gets you. Now people have to be afraid to ask because well, I don't want her to be offended because she's gonna tell people I'm racist because I asked a black girl that she had weave in and Jesus, titty fucking Christ, white women can't get weave apparently. But
she used to not wrestle with a wig.
I want that bitch to
there was
fall
a
off
point.
one time.
There's a point where people. Oh, dude, she has had to adjust it mid-match before, and like before there was a period where she wasn't. When she wasn't, I was putting them together, dingus. Where she wasn't wearing one, and you could tell because you could see her edges.
It's blocked.
And how
it's blocked, but technically I could go through here because it just needs Thera's Bane for me to get through here. I could, but the game is like, we understand, but there's no fucking what's your shit called? Sequence working. Go do the thing first, and then come back. All right, you can see her edges.
Yeah, and you can see how wearing extensions and sewings and everything.
It's bad for you.
Were ruining. It was ruining her hair. And so then there was a period after WrestleMania 1 year. Remember where she just disappeared, and people were all like, Sasha cried like a baby backstage, and tried to quit the company and everything.
No,
well, when she was in that period of time off, because she wasn't there for 6 months. She was like, I realized, like, I legit hadn't seen my actual natural hair color for 6 years.
Hold on.
Because she had been dyeing it for that long. And that's when she started wearing wigs.
Gaia foretold of our salvation, ghost of Sparta.
I have not come here for you or your kind.
Do not be so naive, Kratos. Your path led you to me. You need my help.
I need nothing from you, Thera.
If you do not free me, then you will share my fate. You will die here with me. Free me. Free me and my power will be yours. Without it, we will both remain prisoners of our torments.
So here's where the trophy comes in handy. Shit. Well, here's where you have to God damn it. Here's where you have to get the trophy. You spin the left stick, and when she starts screaming, you just kind of you get what I'm saying. You kind of let it go for you. Spin, let go. Spin, let go. Spin, let go. And I can't pop the trophy because I already got it, but that's how you get it. Thera's Bane! Thera's power can imbue the blades of Athena with fire. Use it. Murder the gods. Yeah, you can, but you have to press L1, R1 to activate it. Why'd you do that? I could have fallen into the lava and hurt and died. You said that already. Huh? What did that do that made him activate? I am looking forward to playing God of War 2 again, because that's a game I have only played like 3 times. I keep hitting circle to dodge, and that is not the dodge button. Oh man. Ugh. Oh, I ran out.
Now back to Atlantis.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was watching this show once, and they were talking about how Atlantis may have been real.
That shit wasn't real.
They may have found it
They ain't find nothing.
in Africa.
In Africa. Oh man.
So
I've been told I should visit that place.
there are descriptions. Nah, you don't want to go there. There are descriptions.
No, I really don't.
I kind of want to go there. I want to go to South Af.
I just want to fly over it. I don't want to like get.
Part of me wants to, because there are. Actually, I don't want to go there anymore. I want to go to.
Hold on. The Archimedean screw was crafted to transfer water from low to high ground. The Atlanteans improvised upon this technology by crafting screws out of a rare, nearly indestructible mineral that could withstand the high temperatures. They placed these screws at key locations inside the volcano to channel the pressure building within in the hopes of preventing an eruption that could destroy Atlantis and mark the end of their great civilization. All right, go ahead.
I want to go to the southernmost point of Chile so that I can stand and just like look out and see Antarctica.
Why don't you just go to Antarctica?
But I've realized that would become an issue because I can't even look at the ocean. So, advances. There was a description of the city of Atlantis from ancient Greek times, written by
Ancient Greeks.
It's one of the Spa trio. So it was either Socrates, Plato, or Aristotle, and I can't remember which one it was. But one of them. Are you sure?
No, not at all.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was the oldest, so maybe. But he describes Atlantis, and he describes it as like this great circle, and then he literally like just broke it all down, like what the city looked like, and how the walls were built, and then how big they were. And this is an ancient text describing what Atlantis looks like, right? So there've been like discoveries, and who are the people that dig the dirt? Archaeologists. They've been in a desert in like northern Africa, and there's this massive, just like land formation in the desert, and they don't really know like what it is, but when you line up the actual dimensions of that formation to what Socrates or whoever described in his written work, it lines up as being Atlantis. And the crazy thing is, like, this thing, it's in the middle of the desert and you can actually see it from space. But they've studied the sand and the dirt And it is a proven fact that the ocean actually, yes, the ocean actually used to lay that far inland, and over time it receded. So rather than Atlantis sinking, it dried up.
Oh, that's crazy. I like it.
Yeah, that's just one of them.
It's one of them useless pieces of information
like,
that you can pull out of your ass at any given moment.
Conspiracy theories that you see.
Well, I wouldn't call it a conspiracy now. That's a. I think conspiracy theories are rude. I think the concept of a conspiracy theory is like, hello, I'm batshit crazy, and I believe that toads are really like ex-princes or some shit like that. Like, it's a conspiracy theory. Barack Obama was a gold darn idiot. Well, I mean, that's not an opinion.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking the other day.
Conspiracy theory is that he wasn't born in America.
Yeah, which is just a lie, right?
Yes.
He was born like on the outer skirts of America.
I guess so. I mean, it is still fully America.
I wanted to ask, because I was thinking about this the other day, because I don't know how he came up. Donald Trump came up, and I was curious, did he actually do anything, the president, that like we as like citizens of the world, not just America, but
benefited from?
Yes.
That's the issue with that is that that's a question you can ask about any president, literally. Any of them, because and that's what I often tell people who are like conservative, but they're like, I'm moderate, I'm in the middle, I just hate politicians in general. But then they go on and they start spouting. They start spouting nothing but negative stuff about Democrats because they know that I like lean progressive. And then they start spouting crap about Democrats and how Democrats are usually the ones that raise taxes and Republicans are the ones that lower taxes. And I always have to look at them and I say, here's the thing. At the end of the day, both parties are all about money, but anything they do on the national level is not going to bother me because I don't fall into that bracket anyway. I have to pay taxes every year, no matter who's in control. So I'd rather, like, when I'm voting, I'm not voting on financial or fiscal policies. I vote based on social policies.
Which is kind of like the most, logical, because I don't know if I'm ever going to be rich. Yeah. But I do know that I have to live in this society.
Well, yeah.
I didn't have
when
the
I am rich,
then
I can think about it.
Right, but as of right now, like, and I feel like because like I don't know if I want to call her a friend because like she's one of those people that I legitimately like this girl is very much conservative. Like this woman is extremely conservative, and like I told her like I was very curious about like her like I started thinking about her and sex because she doesn't understand like I'm gonna put I ain't gonna say no names because I don't think she's gonna watch this, but if you're watching But if you're watching this and you think to yourself, like, I think he's talking about me, yeah, I'm probably talking about you. Like, there's no way that you could assume that this is you and it not be you because I'm about to say some very specific shit. She doesn't understand homosexuality. She's like, it doesn't make any sense. In her, I think she's one of those people who believes that being gay is a choice. And again, like, when it comes to anybody who, like, because, like, what was it? Like, I had a conversation about somebody who, like, didn't like fat people or, like, it had something to do with, like, weight or whatever. And, like, I was like, you didn't choose to be thin. It is like, have you always been thin? Like, were you ever, like, incredibly overweight? Ever? Like, were you ever incredibly overweight? Because the answer is
you were
no.
genetically predisposed to be
Yeah, because, like, if you're 13 years old and you come across this or you're under the age, as a matter of fact, if you haven't gone to college yet, and you're watching this, and you're fairly like of a normal weight range, just I want you to know you haven't done a goddamn thing to like make your to like manage your weight. Like you haven't, because for one, you haven't had a reason to. Like you haven't had a reason. I hit the button. I did. Like you haven't had a reason to consider to be concerned with managing your weight. Like you haven't. People manage their weight when they're either like in sports, like I'm a boxer or I'm a this and I need to be in a certain weight class. So they either try to gain weight or they try to lose weight, and that's about it. But outside of that, you've never done anything to focus on your weight. Oh gosh. But once you hit like 25 or you go to college and like you start gaining weight, because you know them freshman pounds really do start to like they hit. It won't let me. Like it's real. Like regardless of what you might have heard, that shit real. Well, there's no point in just take the hit. Fuck it. There you go. Like yeah, that shit real. But when it comes to like being gay, because that's what this is about. Like it is what it is. Like if you're like babble. Like people don't choose to be gay, and the argument is like, well, when did you decide that you like dick? Like as a female, when did you decide like like I'm 13 now and I have to make the decision like I choose penis. Like if you've never seen one before, because that's how you know what you're into, is you see something you're not supposed to see. Because by the age of 13, like, or 12-ish, you start seeing your fellow children in a certain light. And it's like girls starting to develop boobs and dudes are starting to like develop whatever muscle, and you're either into it, like you either like who they are and you're like, yeah, I want some of that, or you know, that's how it happens. It's not a choice that you make. But her thing was, and it's the stupidest goddamn thing like I've ever heard. I really want to like stress that I don't stand by this statement. I think it's fucking dumb. Like she is a person whose intelligence I question on a regular basis, because she has a tendency to say what I'm going to affectionately refer to as stupid shit. This being one of those things. And trust me, it's for the best. She's like, well, gay people can't have children. Like, yeah, I was like, okay. Like, I'm not one of those weirdos who's like, no, a man can have a baby. No, you can't. You cannot. You cannot have a baby. Like, genetically, you have to be a woman to like have a working womb to have a baby. Fuck off, eat a dick and die. Like, if you believe otherwise, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You call yourself a woman, but you're not. But if they can't have a baby, then what's the point of them having sex? And I was like, it feels good. Like, that's all I had. Like, in my head, in my heart of hearts, I thought that was enough. And that was the reason I was like, do you fuck? Like, because you were engaged to be married at some point. And, like, at some point clearly means that that's not happening anymore. And I'm just curious, like, did y'all have sex? Like, you say that y'all did. And I'm curious, is like, was he into it? Like, what were you up to, like, when it came to sex? Like, were you a very, like, I just lay here and, like, you do your business and we don't use a condom because of reasons? Because if you don't believe that people, where the fuck am I going? Because
they were on that Crockett lifestyle.
Well, that's different. Crockett was fucking hard. Oh, there we go. Like, she was fucking sick. Like, her husband seriously fucked. They fucked. They enjoyed sex. Like, they enjoyed it. And they, like, their religious beliefs did not allow them to use protection. So when they fucked, and mind you, I don't think that like not being allowed to use protection doesn't mean you have to like come inside your wife.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to spill your seed inside of her. You can like, although like in the Bible supposedly it says that it is better for your seed to fall on the it is better for your seed
belly
to
of
fall
a whore.
the belly of a whore than to fall on the ground. And it's like, oh, all right. So like they can't pull out. Like if you sneeze, you gotta sneeze inside the cooch. Like that's them's the rules. So
one can only wonder if they just continuously got pregnant just so that they can have more sex.
Well,
Because you can't get knocked up while you're knocked up.
I don't think she could have more sex. Like I just really don't believe they could like they couldn't have more sex. Like they were clearly fucking regularly, and
like legitimately like how long was she there? 2 years?
3 years, I think.
I think it was only 2. She left when we were sophomores. Before junior year.
Was her first name Rachel?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, now
and then how many kids? How many kids? How many kids did she have in that 2-year period? She had like 2.5 kids
4
in that.
Because she was missing every year. Like every year we were there. Yeah, every year we were there. There would be like a portion of the year where she would not be there because she was fucking pregnant.
Like, as freshman, she had just had a baby, and then she got pregnant again.
So like, you gotta wonder, like, is it like, okay. The odds of wanting to have kids, like if you want to have kids, you want to have kids. Like, I wouldn't mind it. And you gotta have sex to have kids. Like, there's no other way. Like, because we could assume that they just had a lot of sex. That's what we could choose to assume. And we could be right. But it's also completely plausible that they never had sex. She just wanted a lot of fucking kids. And like, he would jizz into like a cup.
Yeah, there's that situation.
It's completely possible he would like.
People are going for like the 4 and 4 situation. So then like you just have the 4 kids in 4 years, knock it out, and be done with.
But like I'm thinking maybe, like, is it possible that like he didn't actually have sex? Ow! I bit my lip. He didn't have sex with her. Like he would just nut into a cup, and they would use like an eyedropper or some shit to like.
I don't know. I knew her husband. He was knocking the boots.
Because it's also possible that like they was only doing it because he wanted to fuck. Like he liked him a fat white woman, and he was body rocking, knocking the boots. Which I'm not saying that to be mean. I like me a fat white woman too. I didn't know that at the time, but here we are.
Didn't you just like not like her?
No. I have a problem with her. Like, I never had a problem with Crockett. Crockett was cool as far as I was concerned.
Was it Beecham?
No, Crockett said nigga one time in class.
No, she didn't.
I put that on everything, dog. I put that on everything. I say she's nigga. I mean that. Okay, for anybody who watches know that I usually don't use the N-word. Like when I record intentionally. Like, intentional, I don't use the N-word. But just like when you had to say fucking bitch, it was kind of her quoting somebody, but she wasn't quoting him. So you remember Marion? You remember Jamie's brother Marion?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, like, we was all in, like, that class together. Like, which was a math class. And I think he was trying to talk her out of, like, us doing something. Or, like, it was one of those, because, man, she was so from the South. And I think what it turned into was, like, she was trying to go ahead and get the class fucking started. And he was doing everything he could to not let that happen. And, like, if I'm not mistaken, I think, like there's a collectible around here somewhere that I'm not going to be able to pick up because I already have. Yeah, I think there's an owl, like, right in this rubble. Like her owl, I think, if that's a thing. Hold on. Yeah, her owl. Yeah, it'll be like right here, like in this rubble somewhere, or somewhere in this area. And he was like, he said nigga, and like talking to her, and I think the phrase she uttered might have been nigga nothing, and then like that was it, like letting him know like, yeah, whatever garbage you're trying to like, get over ain't happening. And she said that shit, okay, in today's climate, she said it in a way that I would say made it seem like she says it regularly. Now I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that because like, well, she was my old teacher, she was cool. No, I'm not protecting her, or nor am I like trying to defend it. I'm just simply saying she didn't say it in a way that made it sound lame. How white people are, whack. She didn't say it. She didn't say it in a way that made it seem like she was lame. Like it was very much I clearly listen to a whole lot of hip hop.
Just
like,
recreate the situation for me.
I did already.
You said, what did Wayne say?
I can't remember exactly what he said. This was like clearly like pre-tornado. So this was a long time ago.
750 years ago.
Yes.
Make it up. All I want to hear is her response. The way she said it exactly.
That's the thing. I can't remember exactly how she said it. I wish I could. I wish
I could you on the spot?
I wish I could give you this. I wish I could give you this. But when I say it was like nigga nothing, it was like that. It was smooth. It was so fucking smooth. Like it came out so like, and he acknowledged it, and he laughed at it, and I heard it, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't.
It's that type of class for it.
Like, oh, so this is how it's going down. So this is how this is going down. Well, shit then. All right. So when I tell you, like, yeah, I didn't expect it. I'm pretty sure Wayne didn't expect it. Yes, I said his name was Marion. Nobody called him Marion because his name was Marion.
It was indeed.
His nickname was Wayne. Everybody called him Wayne. So yeah, it was, yeah. So no, I never had anything against her. I didn't like what's her face? What's that old motherfucker name? Ray. I didn't like her.
Who's Ray?
I didn't like her. I didn't have anything against her. I had nothing against her. I just thought she was a really.
Had no idea what she was doing.
Yeah, I thought she was a really shitty teacher. Like that was it.
She had not kept up with the times.
And Beecham, like, also wasn't like. You know what's weird? Beecham, I don't like.
Was my girl.
Like Beecham could like rob me today.
I named a whole car after that woman.
Like she could come to my house and like slap the shit out of me today, and I probably wouldn't be able to tell you it was her because I don't know what she looked like. But like when I remember what she looks like, I always like think to myself, yeah, she looked a lot like Ronda Rousey, and I could be super wrong about that.
No, you're very wrong about that.
Hey man, white people, man.
Beecham was short and stocky.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't hang out with Ronda Rousey. So from what I know about Ronda Rousey, keep in mind, I mostly only remember seeing her behind a desk. Like Ronda has a slightly round face. Like, and that's like what I see when I see her. I'm like, yeah, I had a teacher look like this bitch. Like, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, Miss Rousey. I really don't. I don't fucking care. Like when I call you a bitch because I'm black.
You know what happened to Beecham?
Yeah, she married a student.
Yeah, crazy.
The student was legal, mind y'all. Like,
Yeah, he was very legal.
yeah, like he had already graduated. It wasn't like he was like
Mm.
19 still going to high school. Nah, he was legal.
Bang bang.
It doesn't make it less weird. Like if anybody is like, so y'all trying to say that shit ain't weird? No, no, I'm not saying it's not weird. I am
I feel
100%
like
like acknowledging that it's a little strange, but it just doesn't like.
most of the teachers that I had in like that part of the high school were no longer teachers there by senior year. Like I never had Crockett. Like she was never my teacher. But we were only cool because I was in a club that she was the advisor for. Um, but Beecham left after his sophomore year. There was a computer teacher. The computer teacher was freaking Beckett's wife, and she left after
Boy, that's
freshman
just.
year, and then
I
that's when
know
we
there's
got
a lot of
Ferguson.
kids who did not see that coming.
Yeah, and when we started high school, she was knocked up. That was the crazy thing. And then Mason was
Hold
gone
on.
soon after
Well,
that.
what I'm getting at is here our science teacher, whose last name was Beckett, whose first name I ain't gonna say because legal reasons. Oh shit, what? I would like to say like, what was it? What were we playing? Well, I think I was playing Infamous, and there's a part in Infamous where like we were talking about a homeless girl, and you said something about her. You did, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. And you were like,
I'm
oh,
not surprised by it.
yeah, and I was like, okay, I really wasn't gonna say that. I actually cut that out, so there's a slight chance that if I remember, I'll cut his name out.
I don't even remember what I said.
It doesn't matter. That's kind of like that. You understand? Like this is like somebody going like, man, there was this thing I was worried about earlier. I can't remember what it was. Oh shit, let me see if I can remember. No, motherfucker, don't do that. That's the opposite of what I want you to do. Like I can't remember what it was. Let it the fuck go. It is very much a don't worry about it kind of situation. But yeah, everybody thought he was gay. Like he had all the stereotypical gay like traits. He had a lisp. He had a lisp because his teeth were weird. Like he had a gap. Like he had a serious gap. And like that's how come he had a lisp, I imagine. I don't know. But everybody thought he was
don't
gay.
remember what he looks like at all.
Oh, I remember what he looks like.
I couldn't pull.
He even held his hands. He even held his hands like a fucking praying mantis.
No, it turns out he's just really, really southern. That's all.
Yeah, cause I was man. This is how long ago this was. I went house hunting. I went yard sailing one Saturday, and we ended up stopping by his house. Not that I knew it was his house at the time. When we got there and we started looking through shit, he was there. This was after graduation. It was weird to me, and I bought CDs at his house, and they were all rap CDs.
That tracks.
It was the Murder Was the Case soundtrack, which I still have, and Criss Cross's what's the name of the album? Young, Rich, and Dangerous. Those were the albums that I got. The Loose too. No Cases. So like he might have been part black because he just had the CDs. Or it's completely possible like he was like.
Did you see his wife?
Yeah, but I can't remember what she looked like.
Oh, she's so tiny.
We're gonna find out that dude was in the men. We're not gonna find that out. We're not. It's like there's no fucking way we can find that out. I was like, oh yeah, they had an open relationship. Like he pounded puss and he was knocking dick.
I mean, they did. Remember, they did get caught playing hide and go get it in the elementary school. So.
Oh, but that was everybody. When I say everybody, I don't mean me and him.
That was him and another couple.
Oh, my nutsack. For real? Oh. You for real? I thought it was like several teachers.
It was multiple teachers.
No, I mean like,
but it was like a small group of people.
Oh man.
And their respective partners.
I think I remember him being involved in it, but I didn't think it was like a couples thing. I thought it was just like, yeah, there's some shit they do over at the middle school.
Nah. Who else is it? What was our teacher's name?
Getting into the episode. Bro, you genuinely have to stop trying to like say people's actual names.
Shut up! You just used my name. So
yeah, but that's different. That's different. You're here.
Yeah, but I'm way more easier to freaking track down and find than they are.
I don't think you understand. It's not. I'm simply saying like for legal reasons. I don't ever want to have to be in a situation where one, I don't ever want to have to download these videos, edit them, and then re-upload them, and I don't want to have to do extra edit work to like hunt through your audio and take out anything that might get me like in trouble with YouTube, because YouTube's privacy policies are very strict, and so like videos will get like
you're just not on this cancel wagon with me, huh?
It's not about being canceled, it's about my content not being up. Like when you get canceled, people stop fucking with you. I want my content to stay relevant. Like I want my content to exist. I'm putting in the goddamn. This is a wet ass pillow. Bye, y'all.